You got failed actor Jennings going on Talk Sport saying we are in a title race. You got all the usual culprits of the brown envelope saying we're not in a title race. We got all the Chelsea supporters saying we're not in a title race. But yet we're 2 points behind Liverpool in December. Granted, they got a game in hand. And we're above Arsenal by whatever, 2 points. No, is it more than that? It's more than that. 4 points above Arsenal, who have been in the title race for the last 2 seasons. So why is Chelsea not in a title race? Why? Why don't you come out with your chest and say we're in a title race? Seven points clear of Manchester City, and we're not in a title race. I heard the presenters saying on the highlights of Man City that they're not in a title race no more. They're out of the title race. They are writing off Manchester City right now. So who is in the title race? If Chelsea are not in the title race, is it just Liverpool on their own? Are you telling me Arsenal 4 points behind are in the title race, but Chelsea, who are 4 points ahead, are not in the title race? Own it, sons. Own it. What is it? What are you scared of? Why are you scared of saying Chelsea in a title race? I don't understand it personally. Maybe it's because you know all you wrongers that call me an agenda merchant and I'm negative. I call out the defence is not good enough. I call out a goalkeeper's not good enough. Yeah? I call out at times the defence hasn't got the balance all the time. But I'm negative and I attack players, right? But deep down, you think the same way. I think you don't say we're in a title race because you know every single team pretty much that we've played has been in the fucking mud. For example, Aston Villa hasn't won in 7 games. Southampton, bottom of the table. Leicester in the gutter. Man United, drawing to them in the gutter. With interim manager Ruud van Nistelrooy. Arsenal, out of form, kind of still are. They can't fucking buy an open play goal. So have it right, they're set piece merchants. Man City, on the open day of the season, couldn't beat them, couldn't get a draw. Couldn't go to Anfield and beat the most informed team and lose to them. Couldn't beat a Crystal Palace. Drew, who are landing minerals right now. Trev Chalobah, the player that they exiled and loaned out. So have it right. We could do with Trev. Landing it. Landing fucking minerals. Yeah? Cobham General, bruv. Disgrace what they done to him. No one speaks about that. Of course not. Maybe it's because, what? We drew to a 10-man Nottingham Forest at home. We should be top of the table, mate. We are flying. Is it just the fact that everyone else around us is having an absolute shocker? All the teams you expect to be in the running, the Arsenals, the Man Cities, the Newcastles, the Villas, Spursy just Spursy. All the teams that you've seen over the last 2 years, up in the levels, being up there, where we couldn't break in. We couldn't pop the cherry to get top 4. They're all falling off the cliff. And it's all up and down. And Chelsea, we keep winning. But we are beating teams that are not really in form. And we're beating teams because we should beat teams because we are in form. So what does it tell you? It tells you simple fact that these other teams, they're not going to stay in this form forever. But I think it's an embarrassment that Chelsea are not top of the table for all the reasons, all the games I've just highlighted to you lot. Every time we've played a certain opposition, we've always played them where they're either injuries, suspensions, not playing well, out of form, or they're just shit. And the ones that are the so-called big clubs who have been in the mud, we still can't beat them. They're the facts. This is why they don't want to say we're in a title race. Because they ain't got the bollocks. You've got Arsenal, who are known as the biggest bottle jobs right now, spending 780 million, phase 5 with Lego Merchant. And they're still saying they're in a title race. And they're 4 points behind us. They're saying they're in a title race. But Chelsea supporters won't say we're in a title race. Why don't you back it up? If you believe it, if you believe in this team, the recruitment's been world class and everything's fantastic, why the fuck are you not saying we're in a title race? We should be in a title race. We spent 1.5 billion. Don't tell me we're underdogs after spending 1.5 billion. What's this nonsense? Any club that spends 1.5 billion in the last 2 seasons should be up there dominating. That's what I'm talking about. You ain't got the bottle to say we're in a title race because deep down, you don't fucking believe it. Deep down, you don't want to be muddied. Deep down, your chest is in resuscitation because we're not even halfway. We're not even halfway. Let me reiterate why you're reconsidering not, saying we're not in a title race. Because were we or were we not under Thomas Tuchel sitting top of the table in December? Were we or were we not under Frank Lampard sitting top of the table? And where did we finish? 4th. Top 4. And our team was experienced. You know what I'm saying? What's Carragher spitting? Because he loves to spit, doesn't he? We got a lovely run of fixtures for Chelsea. We've got a lovely... And to be honest with you, they're all winnable games. There's another reason why you should be giving it chest about title. Because all these other teams I've mentioned, the Arsenal, Liverpool, Man Cities, Villa, even Man United are in the gutter, who just done a number of Man City. Let's see if that's a turning point. What do they all have in common? They're either playing Champions League football or they're playing Europa League football. And they're predominantly their first teamers for those competitions, especially Champions League. So they're not just playing one game a week. Maresca has the luxury, because of this 42-man squad, that he's got an A, B, and C team. So he can rest his first team. His first team is playing one game a week. And the rest of the team, the squad, is being rotated to play Conference League, which is a Mickey Mouse Cup. And everyone in that is dog shit. That's why all rivals are taking Chelsea seriously. That's why they are saying Chelsea are in a title race. But yet Chelsea supporters don't want to say we're in a title race. Would you not want that? I think it's a gift. It's a gift that Man United won the FA Cup and we didn't get Europa League, because if we got Europa League, there's no way we're playing those B teams and C teams in Europa League. Let's have it right. We're playing the Conference League because United won the FA Cup and got Europa League football. And that is why Enzo Maresca quietly, deep down, knows he's got a great chance. However, he's landed it in saying you can't concede goals if you're trying to win goals like we have, especially against Brentford, if you want to win the title. You cannot win a title with this defence. I just do not believe it. Without Fofana, you're even weaker. And even with Fofana, I don't think it's even elite levels anyway. And 1.5 billion spent and we haven't addressed the defence and the goalkeeper is a worry. Everyone was coming at Nicholas Jackson and now they're all coming out with he's the best striker in the world. People throw agendas that were toxic against our players, right? But yet they're hypocrites who will exile and come at Trev Chalobah. They'll come at Chilwell, who, by the way, isn't ill. He's fit as a fiddle training, and that's all PR. Well, Cucurella got a second yellow disgracefully by the officials because they're wrong-uns, and they want to give it all this authority because of what? Bad attitude or whatever he said. Yeah, they give him a second yellow. Cucurella misses the game against Everton at Goodison Park, our bogey ground, which is a massive game. Let's have it right. Everton, again, are in the mud. They're shit. But that ground has always been a bogey ground, especially like Newcastle. Mudryk apparently ill. Everyone's feeding the agenda on Mudryk. You fed agenda on Jackson. You were feeding agenda on Enzo Fernandez until he's bagged his eight GA or whatever it is in the last 6 games. You're hypocrites and you don't keep it real.